Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is LolaAjisafe here. We are going to be discussing, first of all, I'm late, I'm sorry, lifestyle life again, but we're going to make this happen. We've got episode 3 and episode 4 to get through. I'm going to split them up so it's going to make it for easy thing, but once again I apologize. We're going to, like I said 2 weeks ago, not last week, we're going to do better in terms of timing. What I'm not going to do is give up. I'm gonna come. It might be late, but I'm coming anyway. So here we are with episode 3, Tommy's Choice. Housekeeping rules: please don't forget to like the videos you come in. Please like the video. I apologize, I'm late. Second of all, I love to hear from you all. Hey Lola, this is what I think, this is what I saw. Yeah, you're looking funny, your eyes look crossed. And I'm kidding, don't put anything down there, but my eyes look nothing. But just let me know what you think about what's going on, because it's going to be a shared experience between two of us and we can go back and forth, because you all say some important and interesting things, so we kind of go back and forth with each other since it's not live. And then last of all, if you haven't subscribed and you find this somewhat interesting, or you get through like 5 minutes of the video, hit the subscribe button. So let's just get into it, because like I said, I'm late, I apologize. A couple things were going on, but we're here right now. So we're talking about episode 3, Tommy's Choice. So going straight into it, recap. We know what happened 2 weeks ago. You know, Habib, wherever it is, yeah, him got kicked off. Tequila had made a scene. I think I was calling Tranquilla the last time, but we know it's Tequila. We're gonna go with Tequila. Tequila made a scene, talk about blah 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 blah. So I'm already coming to this episode like, yo, like she needs to go. She already said that if Habibi goes or Alibaba goes, like she going. So then she might as well have gone and saved us a whole elimination this week. But you know, I guess they're trying to stay true to form. Maybe one of the producers talk to her. She's still on. So this week it's a gentleman's choice. They're going to vote someone off, and so they have a gentleman's lounge. We already know the drill. We're not new to this, we're true to this. So what starts first? Uncle Nephew Tommy says that this week he's going to be making the choices and making the decisions, aka producers are going to be doing the automatic setups. I thought that's what they were doing before, but don't mind me. Let's just see how this works. So first setup they have is Tequila and Marvin. Once again, remember Tequila's, chip from last week, rooting for Alibaba, who she didn't know. I keep calling him Alibaba, but I think his name is Habibi. Like, if that wasn't his name, that's the name he chose for the show, Habibi. So we're already, like I said, it's already dicey for me. I'm looking at her like, when is she going? And they pair her up with Marvin, who's the erotic author. Now, I don't see how they have anything in common. Apparently they had some kind of misunderstanding or something prior, but they paired them up. I think you and I know, whether you're a guy or a girl looking at me, that a lot of the time, well, I won't say both people usually know. When you sit down with somebody, you know if you're interested, if you're a little bit interested, you feel a little tingle, be like, okay, this is interesting. Off the bat, I won't say like Marvin was like, nah, but I'm gonna play along and just ride out this date because I'm not trying to get eliminated. What they usually say, they'll say a man knows that if he's interested in someone, he knows, and he knows pretty early. And typically some guys will tell you that usually 5 minutes into the date, 5 minutes into meeting, they know. Marvin knew last week that he wasn't for the, but he playing along with them. Tequila, I'm not sure if she's just playing nice. So they have a little cute, like whatever it is, playing, whatever they're playing. But he said at the end, did that, yeah, there's a wrap. No romantic connections here. We knew this going into it, but they're still trying to give us TV. The second setup is between Chris, who is, I want to say he's like a developer or something. Nigerian origins, and a new lady called Katerina. RN, who has some background from Sierra Leone. I think she said her dad was from Sierra Leone. Statuesque, new. She's one of the, like the curveballs they throw into they've started doing now. So they meet. Energy is everything. When we talk about dating, energy, okay, let me qualify that. For me, energy is everything. And energy, it's the energy. You can't even put your finger, but you can feel it, and you either know it or you feel it or you don't feel it. They seem to have like an easygoing energy. They have things in common, so they're flowing. I want to say that maybe this season they're trying to make a little bit better effort, because they've been batting 0 for 1. They've been up making great connections. Like I said, I still don't remember who had a connect from last season. I'm still drawing a blank. Maybe I'm drawing a blank. Are they still together? Maybe they're still together. But anyway, it's been difficult to have good connects. And you know, prior, I want to say in the earlier seasons, the first few seasons, it seemed to be more sincere. Now it just seems like people just coming to get, like, you know, get some shine, get some, you know, as the kids say, get some clout, just show up on TV and maybe bloom something that they're pushing or selling. So I guess producers are trying to come back to that and create some. So anyway, they put these two together, and it seems like a nice pairing because they seem to have a nice easy flow. They seem to be attracted to each other, and they just have like it's going a nice back and forth. The next pairing that the producer put together, new person, Christopher. Christopher is in his 30s, a security firm, definitely easy on the eyes. And then of course Janelle, who's also another attractive lady who was one of the front runners last week. What I think I found interesting about him is, yes, he's attractive. 2, he had a background of being a teacher, so that makes him sound, or maybe appears to have, a caring side. You care about the kids. You care about the kids. That's interesting, because for someone looking for a partner, you want that to be the next thing. They find out that they went to the same high school. Here we got another nice, easygoing energy. There's a nice flow back and forth. They seem to be attracted to each other. They seem interested, because one thing to see someone who's easy on the eyes, another thing to have something between 2 ears. Like you don't want to see someone that look like whoever you think is cute, because everybody's cute is different. Person has the physical specs. They even have a little bit of a curve of a muscle, maybe a little bit of bicep, a little bit of tricep, like yay, not, you know, not walking around with a pot belly, and then you find out that there's wind between their ears. That's a little disconcerting, I think, for most women. I don't think anyone wants to be with a guy who just has wind between his ears. So it turns out that he's got good conversation, and he's, you know, So there's another good connect. Like I said, it looks like they're trying to do better this season. That's left to be seen, but it's a nice attempt. All right, so they have a group date. You can't get it all right. You know, they do say clock is... long and short, didn't get it right. I think it was like 3 people. It was Philip, Tequila, and Sierra. We know Tequila, you know, it's time for her to go home, as I'm leading with that. And then Sierra, stylist, interesting personality. At the beginning of the day, there appears to be a nice back and forth, but shortly after that, somehow Tequila gets triggered. They start talking about social media, like social media is real life. And then he says something about he don't really post much about his partner online. I get it. Why should you? Because we're all in the background waiting to see your fail. Just kidding, we're not. But it makes better sense. I mean, yeah, you can throw, if you want to, whether you post or you don't post. Truth is, whatever you do, he has decided that he doesn't post his partner. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. And she immediately jumps to it. That's an issue. There's some paranoia here. She's triggered by some kind of trauma. Something that's happened in the past. Maybe, you know, she's got some abandonment issues. You know, she's never been claimed. People usually trying to deceive her. I'm not sure what it is. But then she goes on to say that because of that reason, she thinks that he is emotionally immature. I'm not sure how she extrapolates emotionally immature to I don't post my partner on social media. There are a lot of grown-ass men who aren't on social media, and there are some who are on social media just to be there, to have an account, but they don't use it and they don't really put their business out there. And whether you're someone who puts your business out there or you don't put your business out there, it doesn't make, one is not better than the other, because at the end of the day, it's who you're interacting with, who you meet with every day, who you've looked at, you know. So you not being posted on your partner's social media does not reflect a strong or a weak relationship. It has no reflection at all, because at the end of the day, social media is a tool, not a real life mechanism. It's not real life, it's just a tool. Either you use the tool to socialize and do whatever, send out a narrative, or use the tool for business. I don't think it's a suitable tool for, you know, pushing out your relationship. Now, of course, there are couples where their business is their relationship, and hence they put their business out there. But if your business is not relationship, then you shouldn't do that. How she got to emotional maturity is left to her. Then she decided to go one step further. My sis can't read the room. Talk about, yeah, she's talking to Phil at this time. You have a grudge against me. At this point, Tequila is just reading the script for, I know I'm going home, so I'm just going to buck. I'm going to misbehave since I know I'm going home. No, this is what she's doing. She said, I'm going to keep it real because I know I'm going home anyway. So she just like swinging about everywhere at this point, because they had an easy going through them, easy going. All of a sudden, I know you have a grudge against me. A grudge that what? Like, I didn't think about you yesterday. I'm just imagining that's what Phil was thinking, because no, he wasn't thinking about her yesterday or the day before that. So how he have a grudge based on one meeting? Like, sis, there are many other ladies in the group, but we're gonna leave that alone. The next group that they have is like a indoor football, you know, field or something, where it's Who's the tall guy? Herbert, Red, who's the other guy? New guy, Chris. And then ladies, I believe Aries, Lee, and Eunice. Red was having a discussion with someone. I think it was Aries. You know, they had this like cute little banter. She's humoring him. Please do not be confused. I'm not confused. She was humoring Red as he was having a conversation, and then Red goes ahead and asks her, are you attracted to me? Sir, I don't know you. Like, I mean, on one hand, it's like, okay, I guess it's good to know up front so you don't need to waste your energy, but the truth is you're playing a game here. So you don't want to know the answers up front. Longevity is the point here, not reality. The truth is we all know, you and me, us, we know that this show is a game show. It's not real life. Maybe in real life you want to know up front, hey, you feeling this or not? Let's go on the show. You're trying to, you know, stretch out your odds. So maybe you don't want to find that answer on episode 2. You don't want to be kicked out episode 2. You want to stretch as far as you can go. So what's the point of asking her, are you attracted to me? Like, so what do you want to hear? I think if you have to ask a woman, are you attracted to me? You already know the answer. That's just my humble opinion. So I'm not sure what he was going for, but here we are. And she says, you got your answer right there. She's still trying to be polite. So, Gentleman's Lounge, we already know the outcome. Bottom 2, Tequila and Eunuch. Eunuch, they're saying maybe has like a hard edge or a toughened exterior. That's how she fell into the bottom 2. I wish her well. Yeah, I'm not sure. She does appear to me as attractive, but she ended up in the bottom 2. We know why Tequila's in the bottom 2, and already I'm like, this chick needs to go home. But it goes without saying, Tequila know this. Like I said, Tequila's been wilding out for the whole episode because she knows she's going home. She already knows. She knows. If there's anything I want to say, she should know this, and she knows this. So she comes in. I'm not sure if in the other scenes that she appeared, she was wearing makeup. I have no recollection, but I do recollect in this scene, because in her scene compared to Confessional, the scene where she comes to meet up with Quentin, I believe, she wasn't wearing a scratch of makeup, and she actually looked good. Like, just let's look at that. She looked good, fresh faced. She looked decent. Some people can't show up on camera without makeup, but she didn't. I mean, she had her lashes already in, but she looked decent. But she already knows that she knows she's been eliminated, because she comes in with like a church hug. She's not even trying to be understanding at all, or rather, she's not even trying to pacify anybody at all. Yeah, she know. I think she already knows off the bat that Quentin doesn't want her. So she already knows. She knew the guys met, so she knows this is an elimination date. And she knows she's going home. So she sit down with like, she's ready to hear it. But what I liked in this scene was that Quentin, more than I've seen in any other elimination, dare I add, was really sensitive and did his best to be quite delicate with her, trying to give her positive feedback and not just the negative. Well, I don't think you're ready to. I really, like, he really impressed me in this scene. I don't know much about him, still the beginning, but that sensitivity shows a good deal of emotional maturity, and for a young man, that's pretty good to see. So already he's getting points to me because he really tried to be gentle with her, breaking the news. What occurred to me at the end of this elimination for her is that she doesn't appear to have the ability to be introspective, because all she's going with is, oh, they don't get me, they don't understand me. But from what I understand, she's had multiple instances where she's had some issue with someone. Had an issue with Philip because she didn't like the answer to a question that she asked. She had an issue with Marvin because of what he does, or whether he didn't, I don't know, where he didn't approach her. Then another issue with one of the other guys, that I call him the church guy, Marie, we'll get his name straight later on, who said that she had some issue because he wasn't calling her. You can't have thin skin and be on TV. You can't have a thin skin and do a dating show. So clearly whoever, brought her in didn't really check. Like, she didn't make great TV. You can't be too sensitive. In fact, you have to have a bit of a thick skin. So her leaving now was best for her and best for the show, because it was only going to get worse, and her feelings will only get hurt more. Of note, Eunuch met with, who did Eunuch meet with? The church guy. We're going to say Maria. So Eunuch meets with the church guy, Maria. And they get talking about, I guess he was trying to delve past, because some of the guys said she had this tough exterior. So they're talking about relationships, how she'd been hurt. And then she says something that is key, and I think everybody can kind of identify this, can identify with it. Either it happened in the past, or it's happening presently, or it might happen in the future. You may not be aware of it now, but she talked about having a lack of boundaries. And then it was as a result of a really treacherous or traumatic relationship, she now began to develop her boundaries. And you'll find that with us, you may even have boundaries now, but you strengthen them through experience. So we don't always know what our boundaries are, and sometimes we may not be aware that someone's crossed it till they've crossed it. And then it's left to you to speak up. A lot of time with women, we tend to want to pacify the other party and not speak up once our boundaries have been crossed. Swallow our words and manage to the point where you are now being hurt. So she mentions that after that last traumatic relationship, she had a better understanding what her boundaries are and has now strengthened them. And I think that, that's a learning point for all of us, because as we grow, we change and we have a better understanding of what we're willing to tolerate, what's important to us. And as we grow, we get a better understanding of what we really want. As we grow, the desires that we have, an increased love for ourselves, where we're not putting people ahead of ourselves to our detriment. As we grow, we become more mature and understand that we don't have to pacify people to exist. That in fact, to exist in a healthy relationship, we have to speak up. Because sometimes at the risk of hurting someone, we hurt ourselves. We rather hurt ourselves than hurt the next person. But as a result of that, you end up losing the relationship anyway and losing yourself. Like, I think at this point, she might be hyper vigilant. I'm assuming at this point, because she's very quick. She has really no tolerance for red right now. So I think that's why she comes up with the little things she comes up with him. But at the same time, I think there's a balance where you swing all extreme left, extreme right. And it seems like sometimes, this is just based on the clips I'm watching on OWN Network. I'm not saying I know her, I'm not a therapist by any means, but just watching how she moves, it looks like she has a tendency sometimes to overswing. But I think with time and with age, or once she gets more comfortable in front of the camera, she will find her middle ground. And I think that's where the sweet spot is. It's like, yeah, you know your boundaries, and you're like, yo, excuse me, you're getting close. But not necessarily, you don't have to scream you're getting close when the person's not even on the field where your boundaries are laid. And I think that might be where she is right now. But let's wait and see. But here we are, we're at the end of this episode 3. We're going straight into episode 4. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Lola, over and out.